Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the class. In our previous session, we covered the background and context of reverse logistics, including its role in the circular economy. We also discussed the different product recovery options such as repair, refurbishing, and recycling, and how they contribute to reducing waste and preserving resources. Today, we will look into logistical strategies for managing reverse logistics and product recovery, including product return management and how to overcome the common challenges in the reverse logistics process. Effective reverse logistics management requires robust systems, clear strategies, and the ability to handle returns and recycling effectively. By the end of the lecture, you should be able to understand the logistical strategies involved in reverse logistics and how to manage product returns effectively. You will learn how to set up an effective product recovery management system, identify and overcome the challenges companies face when implementing reverse logistics. Let's begin by exploring the logistical strategies involved in managing reverse logistics. Now tell me, what do you think are the key challenges in managing product returns and recycling? How can companies create efficient systems to handle them? Reverse logistics requires a different set of logistical strategies compared to traditional forward logistics, where products move in one direction from manufacturer to consumer. In reverse logistics, products move backward through the supply chain, either for recycling, repair, remanufacturing, or disposal. This requires a different approach to inventory management, transportation, and coordination. Key logistical considerations for reverse logistics. Number 1. Return processing. One of the main activities of reverse logistics is managing product returns. The return process should be efficient, ensuring that products are either repaired, refurbished, recycled, or disposed of correctly. Companies need clear policies to product returns, including how products are received, inspected, and processed. Efficient reverse flows. Products returned by customers need to be quickly inspected and either redirected to repair, recycling, or resold. Managing returns can be challenging when products are returned for different reasons, such as defect, customer dissatisfaction, or end of life. Transportations and logistics infrastructure. Reverse transportation can be more complex than traditional logistics because products are typically returned to the point of origin or to recycling centers. Managing reverse flows of goods requires different infrastructure and resources. Reverse networks. A dedicated network of collection centers, return stations, and repair facilities is essential for processing returns and ensuring products are efficiently sent back into the supply chain. Recycling logistics. When products are sent for recycling, the logistics must ensure that material are sorted and recycled appropriately. Efficient transportation networks are needed to ensure that the recycling process is streamlined. Inventory management. In reverse logistics, effective inventory management is crucial for tracking returned products and ensuring that they are processed properly. Products must be tracked through the reverse supply chain to ensure that they are either returned to inventory, recycled, or disposed of in an environmentally responsible way. Implementing reverse inventory systems that are integrated with forward logistics systems can help business track returned products and ensure they are handled correctly. Reverse logistics and customer service. Customer service play a key role in reverse logistics. A company's ability to manage product returns efficiently can directly impact customer loyalty and satisfaction. Clear return policies and efficient return processes. It improves customer experience by providing a seamless process for return, ensuring that customers feel confident in purchasing products, knowing that they can return or exchange if needed. Product recovery management. How can a company establish an effective product recovery management system to ensure products are recovered efficiently for reuse, recycling, or remanufacturing? Product recovery management is a systematic approach to managing the recovery of products at the end of their life cycle. The goal of PRM is to maximize the economic and ecological value of discarded products. A well-designed PRM system enables companies to recover valuable materials, components, and products which can then be reused or recycled. Now let's look into some key components of PRM. Effective PRM begins with the ability to handle product returns. Products that are returned can be repaired, refurbished, remanufactured, or recycled. Returned products need to be sorted into categories based on their condition. Some products might be repairable or refurbishable, while others may need to be recycled. Establishing clear guidelines or return handling ensures that the right products are routed to the appropriate recovery process. Recovery channels. Companies must set up recovery channels that facilitate the collection and return of the used products. These channels can include take-back programs where consumers can return end-of-life products to the manufacturer or retailer. Trade-in schemes, where consumers receive discounts or incentives to return old products while purchasing new ones. Disposal fees that encourage consumers to return used products for recycling. Product evaluation and assessment. Once products are returned, they must be evaluated to determine whether they can be repaired, refurbished, remanufactured, or recycled. Products that are easily repairable or have high value components should be prioritized for remanufacturing or reuse. For products that are no longer viable for reuse, companies should focus on recycling the materials, ensuring that valuable materials like metals, plastics, and glass are recovered. Tracking and documentation. An effective PRM system requires robust tracking and documentation of returned products. By tracking product returns, companies can gain insight into which products are frequently returned, their condition, and their recycling potential. Data systems that integrate with inventory management system can help track returned items and guide them through the recovery options. Now let's look into some challenges and overcoming challenges in reverse logistics and recycling. What do you think are the biggest challenges in implementing reverse logistics and recycling systems in a company supply chain? While reverse logistics and recycling offer significant environmental benefits, implementing these systems come up with their own set of challenges. Let's explore some of the main obstacles businesses face when integrating reverse logistics and recycling into their operation. Number 1, cost consideration. One of the biggest challenges is the perceived cost premium of reverse logistics. Managing product returns, setting up recovery systems, and maintaining recycling facilities can be expensive. Handling returns and processing products for repair, remanufacturing, reuse, and recycling requires specialized facilities and equipment, which may require upfront investment. However, many businesses find that reverse logistics and recycling can result in a long-term savings through resource efficiency, reduced waste disposal cost, and new revenue streams from recovered materials. Number 2, supplier cooperation. Effective reverse logistics requires strong cooperation from suppliers and other partners in supply chain. Suppliers must be willing to participate in take-back programs, provide transparency in product life cycles, and support sustainability initiatives. Supplier resistance is common, especially if suppliers lack the resources or incentives to implement sustainable practices. Capacity building and incentives are key to overcoming this challenge. Companies can help suppliers adopt sustainable practices by sharing best practices, providing training, and offering financial incentives for sustainable initiatives. Infrastructure challenges. Number 3, building the necessary logistical infrastructure for reverse logistics and recycling can be very difficult, especially in the regions where recycling facilities and collection centers are lacking. Many developing countries face a lack of infrastructure for product returns, recycling, and waste management. Companies must invest in recovery infrastructure such as take-back program, recycling stations, and repair centers to ensure that the reverse logistics system is effective. Number 4, regulatory and policy barriers. The regulatory landscape can also present challenges in implementing reverse logistics and recovery options. For example, waste disposal regulations may limit the ability to recycle certain materials, especially if they are strict import-export regulations or materials that can be recycled. Changes in regulatory policies may introduce new barriers or compliance requirements, making it more difficult to implement or scale reverse logistics program. Companies must stay up to date with regulations and engage with policymakers to ensure compliance and minimize regulatory risk. Number 5, consumer behavior. Another challenge is encouraging consumer participation in reverse logistics and recycling programs. Consumers play a key role in returning products for recycling or reuse, but they may not be aware or motivated to participate in these initiatives. Companies can incentivize consumers through trade-in programs, deposit schemes, or reward for returning products. Educating customers about the environmental benefits of recycling and reusing products is also crucial for increasing participation. So, to wrap up the lecture, we saw that reverse logistics is a key enabler of the circular economy, helping to reduce waste, preserve resources, and recover value from discarded products. Effective product recovery management systems involve managing product returns, evaluating recovery options, and establishing recovery channels like take-back programs and deposit schemes. Challenges in reverse logistics and recycling include cost consideration, supplier cooperation, infrastructure limitations, and regulatory barriers. So, reverse logistics and recycling are critical to build a more sustainable and resource-efficient supply chain. In the next lecture, we will look deeper into the topic other than recycling and remanufacturing. Thank you so much.